Hey y'all, Barley here. And it's time for episode 7 of OnAir Heavy Metal. Alright, so we are currently level 10, pushing a level 11. Got 2.7 in the bank. We're valued at almost 5. Our asset ratio is coming back up after having plopped down all of those FBOs, 5 of them, plus tanks and sleeping facilities, tie downs, all of those things. So now we're starting to use those and actually sell fuel. And it's saving us money on fuel. So those things are helping profitability. It's helping our return on assets. So things are getting better. And I'm starting to time things just because the leaderboard is one of our goals. We have our rules and then our goals, and the only real goal is obviously to build the biggest company we possibly can until we get to some point. But the leaderboards, getting on the leaderboards was a goal. We've already achieved the return on assets one. So to stay on that, I think I'm going to be careful about, and I have been, about timing when I do things. So they redo the leaderboards. Let me show you once a week. Leaderboard. So there we are, number 2. We got up to 2.33. I think we could easily get into the 3s. Getting to 5, that's going to be a challenge. But I think the way we maintain, at least in the top 5, we have to be above 2. There's just no doubt about it. If we want to be in the top 3, then 2.2 is a minimum. To be number 1, you got to beat 5.2. That's incredible. 520% return on assets. Yeah, we're gonna have to work. But anyway, so you get that. The only other ones we can reputation. I mean, we'll get to 100%, but whether or not we show up here, I don't know. You can't get above 100. So this one we'll get to 100%, but what? Don't know. Outsourcing, I will tackle this eventually. I've never done it before. But since it's a leaderboard item, I may have to figure out how that works. I assume that we put jobs out to be outsourced and pay enough where people take them, and then we get this somehow. Not 100% sure, but we'll work on that. As far as hours, this, I don't know. I mean, I can't... Me doing more than maybe a 3-hour flight per day is really pushing it. So 15 hours a week... that's full flight, so 2 hours to 14 hours a week. I mean, the weekend sometimes I get a little more time to do longer flights, but you're still looking at 14 hours of maybe cruise times 2, 28. These people are insane. I mean, now the other side of it is that they may have additional people in their companies, humans. Because this, I assume, counts not just the owner, but anybody. So, yeah, to get on this one, I would definitely have to have other humans in my company. CHR for an application. Then for here, this is player flight hours, and I assume this counts everything. You get in, if the Hobbs meter's turning, you got an engine going, I assume this counts, because this is just cruise. I imagine stable at some cruise altitude. This is total flight time, and that's Hobbs meter going. So to get on this list, I mean, really, it's, yeah, that's just going to take an incredible amount of flying. 40 hours a week? That's a job. Oh, these are 4 weeks. I think I've noticed this before. Okay, 4 weeks. Well, now these people are less insane, except for this guy. If that's one dude flying, what is that? 250 divided by 4. That's 62 hours a week. He has to have other people. But no, to get on the list, that's 10 hours a week. I could probably do 10 hours of cruise a week, especially if I have a weekend where I'm not throwing out 2 to 4 cubic yards of mulch from my pickup into my wife's flower beds. This one, I think I could see that. In 2 weeks, I've done, well, this was 1 week, really, 15.6. So I'll have 30, so 60. I think if I pushed hard and did more flying, but I need time to edit video and put on-air content together, it'll be tight. But I think we could get into this one and maybe this one, but we won't be. And there's no way I'm beating that. Not without additional humans in the company. Value, that's gonna be a wow. We're basically 5 mil. to break in. We need to be 3 billion. Unless this turns into an extremely long series, to get 3 billions worth of assets, that's going to be a ton of FBOs. Much more expensive airplanes, and as a regional, we don't need them. What am I gonna do with a 747 or an A380? That's a wasted aircraft. I mean, honestly, that's what a lot of airlines are determining anyway, because they've gone more to a point-to-point system instead of the hub and spoke. They've ditched the big birds, the super jumbos. Right now, the 737 and A320 are the workhorses, for regular airlines. For regionals, the Canadian regional jets, Bombardier, that kind of thing. For us, since we're restricted to turboprops, the ATR is going to be a big workhorse. We don't have anything above that except for a C-130. And I don't know how popular we'd be as a passenger airliner, but for cargo, that thing's a beast. I'll have to see if we have a need for that. But the leaderboards are part of our goal. Just explaining that and why timing is going to be important for return on assets. Because if we're at this by the end of the week, again, they did this on the 13th. That means by the 20th, right? I need to be in the 2s. So for the next 3 days, my focus is going to be solely on return on assets to make sure we hold our place. What I mean by the timing is, we built all of our FBOs right after we made the leaderboard. And in other words, the day that we were on the leaderboard, I knew the leaderboards had run. I blew all of my cash, which was an asset at that point, and turned it into an asset I knew wouldn't return anything for 3 or 4 days. Well, now they better start returning. And in fact, the ones that I've increased their fuel tank capacity. I can show that. These videos are just to catch up to what's happened in the last few days. Since episode 6, this is episode 7. Hopefully I said that in the intro. If not, I will stick a giant title over it to say, I meant that. Don't remember. But anyway, FBOs. So we have some FBOs that are, they're all seeing some fuel purchases, right? It's just how much. Now, KSAW got emptied in a day. So I have immediately increase this. I've doubled the amount they have there. Let's see, who else? This one got hit, so I've doubled its capacity. So those are the 2, because their fuel, I determined that I want them to be able to last 3 days. Now, this could be, KSAW could have been a fluke, right? So I didn't want to go crazy and triple it. So we'll see. And I've ordered more fuel, obviously, for everybody. I ordered it last night, so it'll be tonight when it all gets there. And then I've added low lead to the performing airports. Marathon and KICT have not been selling a lot of fuel. So I'm not going to put a lot of money into those FBOs. They're still in good locations for me, and it saves me money on fuel, but 10,000 gallons will be plenty for me for 3 days. I'll probably use 1,000 gallons a day out of each of those. So as long as I do a refuel every other day, they'll be fine. For RDU, they got a fuel delivery last night. So in just today, they've already blown, and they didn't have the 20,000 yet. They've already blown 2,500. So 3 days, that's 7,500. So 10,000 was going to be pushing it. So that one got pushed up. This one, like I said, all 10,000 gallons got eaten in a day. And the reason that they're not buying is, there's just not out there for whoever. So something big landed a couple of times, and we want to make sure that we get to service them going forward. So I went ahead and doubled that. This one got hit pretty hard yesterday. So we want to make sure that that's doubled. Anyway, so that's what I do. So I try to invest in the FBOs. If it's small investments, I could probably do them anytime, but I try to invest in them so that they'll have time to make money off the money I spent. Otherwise, as we get close to the 20th, the cash itself is an asset, right? Converting it into an FBO, right? That FBO won't have any value right away because it takes a couple of days to get built. So the asset disappears. kind of, but it goes into one that doesn't perform. So as we get closer to, at least that's my thinking. And the other way to look at it is that cash sitting there as an asset is not a return. You know, so your income is measured against that. Whereas if you can make it disappear right before the leaderboards crack, then maybe that's a benefit. So maybe like the 19th, real late, I blow all my cash on what I need to build, so that asset disappears and a new asset hasn't appeared yet. So then all the income we made goes against a smaller asset amount. But that's the timing I'm talking about, and I need to kind of watch it for a few weeks and see how it really works. I've never messed with the leaderboards. I never cared. But we made it a goal. So that's my thinking. So back to where we were somehow, the dashboard. And you can see that nobody's flying. It's been a crazy work week. I have not... Now, granted, these work orders ended recently because I set them up, yesterday evening. But yeah, they ended 2 hours ago, 4 hours ago. Oh, this one's been over for a while. 6 hours ago, and wow, 12. Almost 10 hours ago. So some of these have been done for a while. Some have just ended. I thought I looked at this stuff last night, but I guess not. But I did do, at least I want to make KMETH, KRD, UK, SAW, KRD, UK. Yeah, I repositioned people for all these. So we can get these off the ground right away, and I will not bother you with going through work orders after work orders after work orders, unless in the comments you guys tell me you really want to see me do work orders. I may do a separate video on my workflow, how I use multiple screens and that kind of thing. I've got to mess with OBS a little more. Oh, another update, and including in the on-air flight video for the King Air from, where was it, Fort Wayne to RDU, I started using OBS. I had been using NVIDIA Shadowplay, but I want to start skilling up, so to speak. I've used OBS before, but it was more for a work thing as far as that goes. So now I want to try to use it for recording so that I can get skilled up on how to use it for streaming. Yes, eventually Barley may do a live stream. Never done one before. So the first one ought to be get the popcorn, watch Barley screw it up immensely. Because I've never had to pay attention to chat while trying to manipulate the OBS screen while trying to either fly or do on-air stuff. So that ought to be a riot. I think I'm still at least a week away from that, and I'm almost certain that I'll have to do it either in the evening or on a weekend. I don't see getting that done on a lunch hour or something like that. That's not going to happen. And I'll just have to pick a day every week so it's regular, so that you guys know. And I might do too. I might do like a Friday night flight thing. If I do, fair warning, Friday night the adult beverages come out. It's the weekend, so that might be a possibility. Nothing like Barley having a drink and flying. What could go wrong? All right, so these are all done. Let's just go ahead and delete these, and then check our aircraft and see. This is some of my workflow. I'll do a complete video on it, but you guys can kind of see what I do every time I log in. As I check my work orders, then I check my aircraft, and I'm looking for anybody that's okay. We got 2 here that are impinging on their 100 hours, right? 2 ATRs. Oh, that's good. Having 2 ATRs out at the same time. Close to the end of the week, because these are going to be done today, and we've got 4 mechanics, so they could knock it out somewhat quick. I don't like having 2 those though, and it's just the ATR. I may lease a 4th ATR. If I do, I may need to ground one of the King Airs. I've already grounded the Caravan because I didn't have a pilot shortage, so to speak. When we get to a level 11, I could bring the Caravan back into the flow, and because I wanted to use it for base camps. But yeah, another ATR, 2 more pilots. I'm gonna have to ground a King Air and leave the Grand Caravan grounded. but I don't like having 2 ATRs in the shop. Only 1 ATR flying. This is a moneymaker. This thing just makes money. And RDU's not busy enough for me yet. So, yeah, that's a real possibility. Okay, well, we'll watch. We'll see how it goes today. I will update this video, since it's a video and not live stream. Hey, after I do all my work orders today, and then the next ones will be due at what, 2 in the afternoon or so? No, I'm doing that wrong. It's not even math. They'll be due after midnight tonight. So I'll do a second set of work orders tonight. Once I do that second set of work orders, this one's definitely already going to be gone. After his first set of work orders, so his first set of work orders, his next work order needs to land him at Raleigh. This one could do 2 if I'm careful. I might be able to do it to where I only have 1 ATR out. And then I wouldn't need to lease another one. I wouldn't have to ground the King Air. I think we'll shoot for that. Yeah, he's definitely in need. He's in, well, for repair, 88. I don't think we've serviced this one yet. That's why that's so low. But yeah, this one it gets 1 more ticket work order, and then it goes in. This one I'm gonna try to stretch to 2 just so I don't have them both in. None of the King Airs are in need. This has been sitting still just because, again, pilots. I mean, we really need to do it right. 4, 8, 12, 14, 16, 18. We'd need 20, and we only have... Don't we have? How many do we have? Well, I'll have to count them if I go this way. It does not tell me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yeah, we're 4 short to have them all going. So grounding the Caravan and typically having 1 plane in the shop each day makes it to where I can just keep everybody, I can keep all the planes going that I want to, but the Caravan has to sit there. And maybe I'll do a base camp or a sightseeing tour with it today. Who knows? Okay, so that's the basics. So we checked on our aircraft, we checked on our work orders. I do then check my pending, which is there, to make sure I didn't leave a load somewhere. That sounds wrong. And see, there's nothing here. So all the loads that were on all our work orders from last night are gone. And all we have left to do is this. And I have an aircraft there. So that's going to be me. A quick flight. W35, what is that? 230 knots. That's less than an hour. So then I jumped into the King Air at Potomac. I mean, I had the deadhead there, or I think I just got transported, whatever. And I knew I was flying into IMC, instrument meteorological conditions at RDU. RDU had already turned red, so it was IFR. So I knew it was going to be a challenging approach and landing. 1,400 foot minimums, 1,400 foot ceilings with 800 foot minimum. So 600 feet between when you might pop out of the clouds and when you have to make a decision. Well, that's a little over a minute. Not a ton of time. Also, those conditions could get worse. If the ceilings come down a few hundred feet, you're getting to where you might come out of the clouds and you better be, configured right on it, ready, that kind of thing. But I was like, okay, well, I've done minimums before. Come out of the clouds just like 100 feet above minimums. I think I have a video on that somewhere. So I've been there, done that, not comfortable, don't want to do that. But I started out with the idea that, worst case, I have a good alternate airport. If we have to, we have to move on, then we have to move on. We'll do missed approach, and then we'll decide at the hold if we're going to try again. Or if the weather's getting worse, we're just going to go ahead and move off to our alternate. That's what I had in my head. Then, the autopilot tried to kill me on approach. Well, if you want to see it, you'll have to watch Friday Night Flights, Season 1, Episode 1. And if you watch nothing else, watch the approach, watch the arrival, approach, and landing. Because there's a treat in there. Got my attention anyway. So, beyond that, so I did that flight. And unfortunately, a spoiler, the autopilot was not successful in killing me. So what did happen is level 11. Well, it finally happened. During Friday night flights, I finished the last of the level 10 XP mission, and we hit level 11. So that's 2 more points in the skill tree and 2 more pilots. And depending on where our reputation is. By the way, if you haven't seen that first episode of Friday Night Flights, yeah, you should go check it out. The autopilot tried to kill me. And I mean serious IFR. We're talking ceiling 1400, where the minimums are 800. Heavy rain. And, yeah, autopilot went Skynet. Crazy. Check that out. But to where we are. Okay, so all of our planes are on the ground because that Friday night flight thing, after that was done, I wanted to get that video out, so I didn't check, log in to OnAir and get work orders done. We're not going to do that right now either. What we're going to do is go spend some points. All right, so I want to keep working here because I think we need to maximize the amount of money we make from the FBOs that we do have, so that we can get ourselves, so we can stay in the leaderboard maybe. And it's a maybe right now. We're already at Saturday. They're gonna do another leaderboard run, Sunday night? Yeah, it's 18. I think the next one's gonna be on the 19th. When is it? But either way, let's get this done. Where it is. So that's where I plan to spend the points. And we also get at least 2 more pilots, and depending on where our reputation is, maybe 3. Let's go look at the leaderboard. I want to be sure about when the next run will be. Where's the date? There it is. 3/13, so 19th tomorrow. Yeah. We're nowhere near there. After we build all those FBOs and we haven't been able to... Yeah, we're going to get kicked off the leaderboard. Because in one day, I don't see pretty much doubling our return on assets ratio. I just don't see that happening. We'll give it a shot. Let's see where we're at as far as FBOs. I know I think I've already got a fuel order in, don't I? Well, yeah, that's an expansion. RDU. Okay, so we need to get some fuel orders in, I think. Just make sure there isn't one already, because I try to do them all at the same time. Yeah, there isn't. So let's go ahead and get some fuel orders in. We can get some of these LL tanks to make money. We just installed them. And you can see that under low lead, you don't need big tanks. You just don't sell a lot of it. Whereas here, we do sell a lot of jet. And our most active is K-Saw. I think I already have, yeah, I have it expanding their tank. When does that get finished? Maybe we'll wait 2 hours. Well, we can put an order in for that one separately. I just don't want to forget the others. Let's refuel everybody for $69,000. There we go. And then we want to go to RDU, which is the only place we have a workshop, and begin selling services. And the current markup, so the system FBO at RDU has a 100% markup. I believe 1 means, I think that means no markup. Like 1.1 would be a 10% markup. And I think, honestly, I think So let's figure if somebody has a $100,000 repair, making $20,000 off that. That sounds about right. So let's do 1.2. It says ratio, so I'm assuming that's 1.2 to 1, which would be a 20% markup. So I think I'll go with 20%. We'll see where that goes. We only have turboprop. At RDU, I think jets is going to be a big deal, but that's going to cost some money. I mean, I think we're already doomed as far as the return on assets thing tomorrow. I don't know. We'll wait until they do the run tomorrow, because it's going to be the 19th in what is that? 5 o'clock? 7 hours? How much can we make? Okay, well, we'll wait till they do the run, then we'll probably add jets. But we will do that. We are selling fuel. And this is the only place we have a workshop, so I don't need to do that everywhere. I am also seeing that I really do like the add return leg on the logistics queries. So I think that we can move this to 21,000 actually. Passengers, that's true. That's the first one. Second one, let's do the same thing. Well, it's just add the return leg is really the most important. Save. That's RDU. I think I want to do that everywhere because yeah, those return trips really do make a lot of money. Basically, you get 2 trips out of a single query instead of just one. Should have thought of it that way, but I hadn't messed with the return leg thing before, so that's ICT. Here I didn't do them. I didn't add return leg at all. Mistaken. Did RDU already. Sawyer made some money on fuel at Sawyer, that's for sure. More than I expected. We sold 10,000 gallons like in a day. I'm selling. That's taken care of. Now, I think we're looking at another ATR. For sure. I mean, we have 3.2 million. Granted, spending the well, leasing isn't going to cost that much. And we need to get these aircraft moving so that we can make another couple million today. I just don't. The cash isn't going to be enough to see. We're 5.6 million. Let's go to ratio. So yeah, we're 5.6 million. That's what we're worth, and our income was 6 million. To get to 2, we would need to make $4 million today, and we need at least 2, right, for leaderboard. I mean, could I do it in 7 hours? I don't know if I had the whole day, but I had yard work. We need to be at least 1.6, at least with the current. Yeah, we were at 2.3, but we spent a lot of money on FBOs, and they're still ramping up as far as fuel quantities and sales. But yeah, we're not going to get to 2.3, but we might be able to stay on the board if I kick ass today. So let's go kick ass.
Will Barley keep us on the leaderboard by using his
awesome piloting skills, his knack for strategic thinking, or maybe some blind luck. Stay tuned for episode 8 of On Air Heavy Metal. Barley out.